Greetings, everyone. This is Payman Lorzi, also your friend, your coach. Today, I'm kicking off the UK class, private UK class for my dear friend and brother from another mother, Mr. Trevor Gordon from beautiful tropical London, UK. And yeah, this is a class for the month of August, the live 5-day profit podcast launch challenge. So super excited. Let's get going. Do you see my screen?
I can, yes.
All right, cool. So, what is so welcome to the Profit Podcast Launch Challenge. So, here's what you're going to get by attending this challenge. By the end of the 5-day challenge, you will have a very specific, clear, actionable blueprint to launch your keyword being profitable podcast and or YouTube channel so that you, Trevor, can get leads on demand and clients organically, even if you have no audience to start with. I will be
Right.
sharing with you the exact same approach that got me 6 clients in my first weekend, and then 60 clients in the next 10 months with a YouTube channel of less than 200 subscribers. Now I need to update that. It's way over 150 high-ticket clients in 18 months. My channel sits right now, as of yesterday, at 1,506 subscribers, which is still absolutely tiny. But as you will see me repeat over and over again over the course of the next few days, it's not about the numbers, but about the connections. So here's a menu for what we're going to be doing day by day. Day one today, we're going to be setting up the foundation. And as you will see, everything is going to be building upon the previous. It's like building a house. We built first the foundation on the first level, second, and so on and so forth. So first, the meet and greet, we're going to skip that because we know each other. So I'm going to share my story in depth because you probably may not know or remember my story, how podcasting not only transformed and changed, but in some ways even saved it. And why podcasting is so powerful for both your business and most importantly, I would venture to say that it's even more powerful, more valuable for you as a person. And I will go over that in a moment. And then we're going to talk about what do you want to achieve to your profitable podcast. So that's the menu for today. For tomorrow, again, we're going to take the findings from today and we're going to be starting brainstorming about what your podcast is going to be about. And I'm going to be introducing something that's going to be the central point of everything we're going to be doing from now on, everything I do, and that is your zone of genius. I mentioned that before. Your zone of genius is built around your gifts, and we're going to unpack all of that tomorrow on day 2. And then once we've unpacked your zone of genius, that's going to tell us exactly what's your ideal client and listener. And then day 3, we're going to take the findings from day 1. Your zone of genius is going to tell us what is one very specific pain point that you, your podcast, your offer, your business are going to address. For who, very specifically. And then going to also introduce a very powerful principle of business that is absolutely non-negotiable if you want to have not just a profitable business, but a business together. And that is having a quantifiable, measurable end result. That's something that's absolutely non-negotiable for any business. And then once we have all of that, we're going to be able to craft your irresistible offer live together. And on day 4, we're going to be looking at, it's going to be tech day, all things tech related. What kind of microphone, accessories, software that you need. We're going to be formatting and naming your podcast the right way, creating YouTube channel, creating your podcast cover art, thumbnails, and all that good stuff. And then talking about showing you how to record, edit, and launching your podcast in 3 easy steps. So that's going to be for day 4 on Thursday. And day 5, we're going to put it together and we're going to look at how we can monetize your podcast the right way. And when I say monetizing, I don't mean the traditional way, which is built on numbers and you're going to be getting basically peanuts from YouTube and Google. No, instead we're going to be looking at how you can get high ticket clients paying you $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $5,000, $10,000, pounds or euros or more each right away and as well as 30 days from the moment you start launching a podcast. So we're going to be looking how to get leads on demand and clients organically and how to turn your podcast into an unstoppable machine and stepping stone for much, much bigger opportunities. And I'm going to share all of that later on. How does that sound so far?
No, absolutely. Yeah, that's fine. Absolutely fine, Tim.
Awesome.
Yeah,
any
good.
question, any moment, don't hesitate. Just all right. So my story, as I said, back in March, I was invited as a speaker at a conference in Vietnam to talk about how to leverage podcasting to get clients. And I started my talk with this. Everything I have in life today is first because of God, my family, and my podcast in that order. The reason I'm here today speaking to you physically, the reason I'm here today in the first place physically is because of the podcast. Podcast, in a way, changed, saved my life in so many ways. So, as you know, my story, if you remember, 5 years ago, I was in a very dark spot. I was living in Hong Kong and China, building a business, didn't work out. I literally ran out of money. I don't know if you've been in Hong Kong, but Hong Kong is one of the most expensive cities in the world.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for a friend of mine that allowed, the guy that actually went to his wedding 2 weeks ago in Bali, he allowed me to stay at one of his flats. He manages over 150 properties in Hong Kong. He built a multi-million-dollar business. So he allowed me graciously to stay at one of his places for literally 13 months. That's 1 year and 1 month for free. That's something not even friends, family would do for you, but he did that for me. And I was living on $20 a week. Imagine living in London on 20 pounds a week, not a day. That's impossible. So here I was. But ironically, despite me being in the worst shape financially, it was some of the happiest moments of my life. If you met me in Hong Kong, I was the guy with a three-piece suit, but no money in my pocket. Only my buddy Lucian and my older sister knew it. But yet, I was not a newbie in business. I had built and sold a business prior to that, but for some reason, nothing was working for me. Remember in cartoons, you have the main character, there's a black cloud hovering over the head. It's raining just on them, and the person next to them is completely dry. That was me. I had the connections. I knew what to do. But it wasn't working for me, and that made me completely lose my self-esteem, depressed. I get so bad that my credit cards got canceled, my credit destroyed, because I wasn't making any money. And I had to literally ask my sister to book me a ticket back so I can return back to Canada. Because I didn't have any credit card anymore. So I'll never forget that day, Tuesday, the 27th of February of 2020, landing in Toronto with only $200 to my name as a 39-year-old guy. It's not a good place to be, but I never gave up. I knew I could get out, but I had no idea how. And ironically, what saved me had nothing to do with business. It was me going to my spiritual awakening, and most importantly, learning two powerful principles that communicate in my life. Number one, understanding the tremendous power of questions and asking the right question. When you go to a dark, painful moment, a chapter of your life, instead of asking, what have I done to deserve this? Why, and why like a little baby, which is not going to get you anywhere, I learned to ask better, more empowering questions, such as these two questions. What is this trying to teach me? What is a lesson for me to learn that? I remember when I was in Hong Kong, completely broke, yet happy. At the time, I didn't know it, but that was teaching me that true happiness comes from within. It's not about money. Sure, we all need money, but it's not about money. So that was the first step, asking the right question. The second step for me was to learn to reconnect with myself, to listen to my gut feelings, to my hunches, to intuition, basically listening to your soul. Because our soul has two main purposes, Trevor. One, to protect you, keep you safe and alive, and to guide you to the next phase of your journey. If I were to look at my life, the last 5 years, the 3 or 4, 5 decisions that completely changed my life, starting my podcast, starting my academy, saying yes to sharing my story in my first book, saying yes to do a TED Talk, and so on and so forth, have all come as a result of me asking better questions, and then listening to my gut feeling. Real example, exactly 5 years ago, late July, early August 2020, having lunch with family on a beautiful Saturday afternoon, an idea pops into my head. Start a podcast. What do you mean start a podcast? If you get an idea once, that's your mind talking to you. But if the same idea comes over and over and over again over a period of time, that's your soul talking to you. And your soul is very fickle. It can come in the most unexpected time. You can be cooking, taking a shower, in the middle of a meeting, driving. But when that happens, stop whatever you're doing, as long as it's safe, and listen. So finally, but it took me 2.5 months until I finally followed that. So it took me from late July, early August to mid-October of 2020 before I started my podcast. To me, that was the turning point. For example, right now I'm at my sister's house outside of Toronto in the countryside. There's a highway just outside. Another side, there's a train track. 5 years ago, I was spending a lot of time just wandering out, looking outside and wondering which would be the fastest, least painful way for me to literally check out, because I was sick and tired of it. There was days I didn't want to get out of bed. At night, I was crying myself to sleep. So what's the point of me continuing suffering for no reason? I was literally ready to check out. With me starting my podcast, getting on calls with people all day long, talking to incredible men and women that had overcome a billion times more difficult things than me. People that lost it all and went to jail. People that overcame and survived terminal diseases, stage 4 cancers. People that overcame and survived life-altering accidents, such as becoming a paraplegic. All of these men and women telling me without exception, hey, just because you're going through some temporary, keyword being temporary, financial challenges, that's not a reason for you to check out and give up. You're young,
No, no, absolutely not.
you're not stupid, so keep going. And
Yes, sir.
honestly, these men and women are a big part of why I'm still here.
Mm.
So can you relate with that, Trevor, when at the point in your
Very,
when
very,
nothing
very,
was working for you?
very much, Payman. You know that for me because you've done my podcast, and
Yes.
last year I was broken. So you know that. You know that.
Yes, yes. So anyway, so this was me, and
Mm,
but by the grace of the Lord, I was able to get back on my feet because of this, and the
mm,
podcast
mm,
completely changed my life in ways I couldn't even
mm.
imagine.
Amen.
Uh, Indeed, a very successful podcast. We're 400. We've done a few. We'll do a few more, and
Mm,
hopefully do a few more in person on that beautiful villa and
mm,
valley together in
mm.
person. But
Absolutely.
anyways, so podcast, four-time number one international best-selling author, public
Mm,
speaking, TED Talk, thriving international academy, but
mm.
most importantly, beautiful friendships. Me
Yes.
and you and other people from around the world.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
I'm tremendously grateful for all these financial blessings. But you know what is the greatest gift podcasting
Mm,
blessed me with?
mm.
That of killing my shyness. I used to be incredibly
Right.
painfully shy.
Mm,
The people that know me from before, when they see me now talking confidently online in front
mm,
of stages and public, say, "What happened to you? Did you make a
mm,
pact with the devil?" I say, "No,
mm,
never
mm,
did, never will. I just find my voice, my purpose,
mm,
my ikigai, your gift. And once you find that, then you
mm,
become the person
mm.
you're meant to be."
Yes.
So I don't know if you watched my TED Talk that I did a year ago.
Payman, I didn't know you did a TED talk.
Oh
You need
wow,
to
okay,
send it to me and I will
okay,
watch it. I had no idea. This is
all
the
right.
first time finding out you did a TED
Really?
talk.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
send it to you after this. I did
Please.
exactly a year ago,
Please.
early August of last year in Vietnam.
Right.
But anyways, so tell me now. Oh, speaking of TED Talk, if there's one person that needs to do TED Talk, do you know who
Mm.
that is?
No, it's probably me.
I'll let you guess. I'll let you guess.
Yeah. It's probably me. Probably me.
That
Yeah.
probably yes, you're right. You're right.
Mm.
You must do, my friend, and I will show you how to do
Mm.
that later on. But seriously,
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
wealth of knowledge you've accumulated, your gifts,
Mm.
they need to be
I'd,
shared.
I'd, I'd love to do a TED talk. And on my website, I've done a big talk that was similar to a TED talk. And I've lectured to thousands of people. So I think I'd love to do a TED talk. It's just how, when, and where. Payment. So,
I'll share
yeah.
that with you. I'll share.
Mm.
But anyways, so now, do you have your own podcast yet?
No, no, you know that.
What's the number one reason that you still don't have one?
Not sure what to do, not sure how to do it.
Okay, perfect. That's exactly what we're going to be talking about and showing that. So, in your current business,
Mm.
do you currently have an offer of at least $1,000 or more?
Do I currently have an offer?
Yes.
What do you mean? What do you mean by an offer?
Do you have an offer, something you're selling, promoting that is at least $1,000 or more?
I have clients who I have two contracts and they both pay me. Yes.
Okay, perfect. Perfect. So this is what we're going to be doing because we're going to be helping brainstorming together and this week and beyond to identify your gifts, your zone of genius, and then we're going to take your zone of genius and your gift and we're going to craft your high ticket offer where you can charge at someone like you, $1,000 basically for beginners, but someone like you, it should be at least two, if not three, $4,000, pounds, or euros per client because of the wealth of knowledge you've accumulated. So, anyways, so I'm gonna go through that already. So, why do you think that podcasting is so powerful for both you and business? Before I tell you, I want to hear from you.
I think it's powerful because there are no limits. You know, there are no limits. It's international. You know, we have we have streaming, we have internet, we have so many places in the world now. So you're not limited in terms of numbers. You can go out, you can hit 10 people, you can hit 10 million people.
That's it.
It's a massively powerful platform. I know that the more people you get, the more businesses are interested in looking at your platform in terms of advertising and promotional work. And the bigger your podcast platform, the more you can charge those individuals. So, yeah, as your podcast grows, but it's very much about the content and it's very much about how you're going to build. Who is your client base? What is your client base? So, yeah, I'll leave it there, but that's essentially what I think.
Absolutely. I completely agree with everything you said, but let's go into that. But before I go into that, I want to show you this graph. This is for the US alone. So this year alone, over almost $50 billion are exchanging hands as a result of people connecting on a podcast.
Yeah.
By 2029, which is not far, only what, 3.5 years from now, it's going to grow by an extra 100 billion almost.
Right.
And that's only in the US. So if you add the UK, Europe, Canada, Australia, and the rest of the world, you can 5 or 10x that figure. Now, the question is, what can you and me do to get our share of this humongous pie?
Absolutely.
So, and also podcasting is booming because podcasting is replacing radio, just like YouTube is replacing TV.
Exactly.
So, yeah. Now, let's take a look at the two different approaches of making money with a podcast and YouTube. The traditional way, which is what 99% of people are doing, and then and the way that I'm doing it. The traditional way is all about it's all about numbers, building a massive audience. It's all about subscribers, views, downloads, and all that. Yes, you can make money that way, a lot of money, but it works as long as you are either a celebrity or you have an existing massive audience or you're a renowned world-class expert. If you have any one of those three, then yes, the traditional way works for you, because YouTube pays you about $1 to $3 for every 1,000 views that your video gets. So to do even $1,000, you need 100,000 views minimum. And to achieve those numbers, you need to have a massive audience.
Well, yes.
And for someone who doesn't have it, that can take a long time. The way I've stumbled upon, and that I call the magnetic way, has nothing to do about the numbers. It's not about the audience. It's not about download, subscribers, and all that. Instead, it's all about one thing and one thing only: connections. So it's vanity metrics, which is the old way, versus connections. So me and you, we're going to focus on, and I've been focusing on, the connection way, because it's not about the numbers. And I will show you how, even with a tiny audience, even no audience at all, because your message, Trevor, as much as we like it, it's not for the world, but it's for your Trevors, my payments, meaning the person is just a few steps behind you, because your avatar is not some fictional character. Your avatar is a version of you of just a few steps ago. And that's the person we're going to be helping. So what does that mean? So here's the proof. Tiny audience, big results. See, this screenshot was taken yesterday. 1,506 subscribers, over 400 episodes, but yet, I need to update that, over 150 clients. So this is what I mean. It's not about the numbers. And I will show you how I was able to, and how you will be able to get your first paying client in as little as 30 days from launch, as long as you follow what I'm telling you. Why is that possible? Because again, it's not about the numbers, because business is about one thing and one thing only. First of all, we do business with people who like, relate, and trust. For example, if me and you, we don't connect man to man, we're not going to talk, let alone do business with. And even more so, when I take that one step further, business and high ticket selling, anything over $1,000 or more, it's about one thing and one thing only: trust.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, how do you build that trust? You build that trust by building rapport. How do you build rapport? By having heart-to-heart conversation, being authentic, speaking from the heart. And the best way to do so is this.
In a podcast, yes.
Because on a podcast, you get to have a lengthy, meaningful conversation with someone, not a random person, but someone that is very strategic. And that's what you're going to be doing. Does it make sense?
Absolutely.
All right. So why do you think, Trevor, that podcasting is the best way to connect with the exact ideal audience, prospects, and clients?
Again, because I think it will reach a broad enough audience that are going to be interested in the issues and the topics that I want to bring to bear. You know, equality, diversity, inclusion, how people are treated in the world, politics, all of those issues, which I am, some of which I'm qualified to speak on, and some of which are just, passions that I have. I think it's the best way to articulate, to get an audience that would want to listen to me on a regular basis.
Absolutely. These are all true. But also, because when someone listens to your podcast, it's for three main reasons. One, sure, they're interested in your topic. That's a given. But even more so, it's because they can relate with you, identify with you, your message, your story, your value. They identify with that. But also, and most importantly, also because after someone's been listening to you for a while, they start to like you, they start to view you as a friend, they start to appreciate your sense of humor, connect with your values, your vision. They see you as a friend, as opposed to just some random person. So for these reasons, podcasting will connect you to the right person, and I'm going to explain
Yeah.
that more. What
Mm.
do you think today is the most valuable asset, most valuable asset and currency in the world of business? It's not money, it's not time.
No. It's not money and it's not time. It's who you know and how you connect.
More than that. Yes, that's very true. It's about attention.
Attention. Yes, you want to get people's attention.
Yeah, the right people, because
Mm.
there was a study that was made not long ago that
Mm.
and 15 years ago, the attention span on a normal adult was
Mm.
3 minutes.
Yeah, very short, very
Now
short. 2
is
minutes, 3 minutes.
no,
Yeah,
that was before.
yeah.
Now,
Now it's even shorter. Yeah,
3 seconds.
yeah. It's about
Less than a
right.
goldfish, which is 7 seconds. So we have a split second to catch your attention.
Yeah.
And this is why it's so beautiful, because we are not here to compete with Instagram Reels or
No.
put stories on YouTube, because it's impossible. Instead, we're here to connect and have lengthy, heart-to-heart, meaningful conversation with the right person. And because of that, we can have that connection. It's not about the numbers. It's about the right person. It's not about speaking in front of a stadium of 10,000 people. It's about speaking in a room of even the right 10 people. That's all you need. The right 10 people, not a stadium of random people. Anyways, I'm going to share with you now some reasons from my personal experience, that of my students, how podcasting can benefit you, first and foremost, as a person, as a man, as a human being. The first, and these are incredibly powerful. The first one is because it's going to be an incredible platform for you to share your story and document your journey, show the growth. And the process, you will make incredible friendships around the world with people, like-minded people, soul-aligned people. Here's a very big one. Podcasting will get you access to people you normally wouldn't. Here's what I mean. Imagine you see someone that you admire on TV or just read something about them on a newspaper or whatever. If you were to reach out to them on LinkedIn and you would say, hey, I would love to pick your brain, get on a call with you. What do you think is the likelihood of them getting back to you?
In most cases, high.
Okay.
In most cases, high, because number one, I'd be very selective, and number two, I know the people that I'd reach out to know me and know me well enough to know that if I invited them to do a podcast, it's something they should do.
Yes. So from my experience with all of my students, if you were to reach someone that doesn't know you and you don't know them, it's very low, less than 1%. However, if you were to reach that same person with a different approach, saying, hey, my name is Trevor, I'm the podcast of whatever podcast. I love what you're doing. I just saw something about you and I would love to showcase you on my podcast. From my experience, in 5 years, I had only two people say no. And that was a very soft no. The first one was a lady about to give birth. So, of course, we had to reschedule it.
Yes.
The second was a man about to move for work from the US to Germany. But, of course, we had to reschedule it. Nobody has told me outright, get lost, or ignored me.
No.
And why do you think that is, Trevor?
I think people like talking about themselves when they're in a safe space.
Exactly.
When they perceive themselves to be in a safe space.
What is everyone's favorite topic? Talking about themselves, their business.
Yes, yeah.
And you're bringing someone on your podcast, you're doing them a favor, regardless of how small your podcast and your audience may be, because they can use that, leverage that for social media, for social proof, and all that good stuff. So this is one of the biggest benefits. You get access to people that you normally wouldn't.
Yes. Another
powerful one, more personal. Sure, you will learn about other people, about the world, but most importantly, you will learn so much about yourself. I can't tell you how many times after watching my episode before I release them, I caught myself so many times, countless times, saying, wait a second, did I really say that? Where is that coming from? Because you get in this zone. You get information almost being channeled through you. But you normally would not say in normal interaction with people around you.
Yeah, absolutely.
And here's a big one in the middle that completely changed my life, and that was overcoming your shyness and fear of public speaking.
Which I don't have.
Perfect. But for a lot of people do. I used to.
Absolutely, the majority of people don't like public speaking. Payment. It's not a minority thing. It's a majority thing.
Oh yes.
It's over 80% of people are not comfortable publicly speaking.
Absolutely, and beyond public speaking, shyness.
Shyness. Yeah. Yes.
I used to be that, but now no more.
No.
And of course, in the process of you talking to people over time, you will drastically improve your communication and listening skills.
Yes.
Big time.
Mm.
And the process of you talking to people, incredible people, inspiring people from around the world, that's going to make you a much more interesting person to talk to because you have all these experiences to draw from. And if you add all of that, it's going to make you connect at a much deeper level with anyone that you talk to, not just business, even people in your life, your kids, your
Yes.
family, your neighbor, your barber,
Yeah.
whatever. And all of that is going to make you become a more powerful and charismatic speaker and leader because, again, you become a much better person overall. And in the process, you will find your voice, your passion, your purpose. It's going to open up the world for you. And of course, sorry, go ahead.
No, Payman, I'm agreeing with all of this. You go.
Awesome. And of course, last but definitely not least, because podcasting is fun. I wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't fun.
Absolutely. I do enjoy the podcast I do with you.
Absolutely. Thank you. I appreciate that. Now, if you look at all of these personal benefits of podcasting for you, which one would you say is the most powerful, the most important for you personally?
Let me have a look. It would be a mixture of making friends from all over the world, the diversity of it, and also I'd say connecting deeper with the people that I talk to.
Yes.
You know, my ability to get them to open up.
Yeah, that's huge. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's take a look at the benefits of podcasting for your business. Of course, first and foremost, going to be an incredible platform to attract and connect you with the exact ideal clients. And also by you doing releasing podcast episodes regularly, that's going to allow your audience to get to know you as a person, as a man, as a human being.
Yes, sir.
Which in the process will result in you building a very intimate connection with your audience and them with you. Here's a very powerful one. And I'm going to put do an entire slide just on that alone. Your very best clients will be your podcast listeners.
Yes.
Again, your very best clients will be your podcast listeners. I'll explain on that in a moment. For example, for me, 100% of my clients come from my podcast.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes.
It's not magic. It's because of the connection, the trust.
Yes.
And of course, your podcast is going to be not only an amazing lead generating machine, but most importantly, it's going to be a lead education machine. Because one of our main tasks as a coach, as a mentor, as a guide
is to educate. Yes.
As an activator, is to educate them as to what is the pain point that they're having. Absolutely. Yes. And of course, you can leverage your podcast content for unless other contents. And with you releasing content regularly, constantly, building rapport and all that, educating your audience, guess what that's going to do? That's going to elevate you and position you not just as an expert, not just as a leader and authority, but as their expert, their leader, their authority and your field, and being seen by your audience as the go-to person. That's the ultimate goal for any business owner, any entrepreneur. For example, I'm becoming the go-to person and around podcasting and my niche. I've worked hard for it, but this is the best place to be as an entrepreneur. As I mentioned earlier, given that when I shared that graph of the podcasting booming, podcasting is fantastic for networking. Podcasting is becoming the new golf.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I only do business with people I met on my podcast, like my publisher. She was a guest on my podcast. My PR person, same thing. My marketing and copywriting guy, same thing. All have been on my podcast. So again, nowadays I only do business with people I meet to my podcast. So podcasting can be an amazing for you, not only for you to get clients, but also for you to find the people who can further support you in your business, other experts, because you get to use the podcast. Wow, to get to know them. And of course, your podcast is going to be an incredible launching pad for much bigger things, like becoming a #1 international best-selling author, public speaking, TED Talk, Academy, and so on and so forth. And last but definitely not least, your podcast is going to help you to drastically reduce the sales cycle of whatever you're selling.
Right.
Because again, it's going to allow your audience to get to know you.
Right.
So that's a given. Anyways,
Yeah.
sorry, on that list, which is the
Mm.
most powerful one for you?
Um, uh-huh, uh-huh. I like my audience getting to know me,
Huge, yes.
and just looking at it. And I want my clients to be my podcast listeners.
That's it.
Mm.
Awesome. Do you know
Mm.
this guy?
No.
Russell Brunson is a co-founder of a multi-billion-dollar company called ClickFunnels. That's a
Mm.
main. It's a company that allows you to build sales pages. I've been using him for almost 10 years now. But anyways,
Mm.
here's a powerful quote. He says, "Music and radio listeners make on average $60,000 a year, while
Mm.
podcast listeners make double that."
Mm. Yeah.
Why do you think that is?
I think because podcast listeners are slightly more intellectual, slightly more intelligent, and don't just want to sing along to a tune. They actually want to enter into a stimulating, vibrant debate about something that they maybe have a passion for.
Absolutely. Great. Yeah, absolutely. Also, because podcast listen on average, don't get me wrong,
Mm.
I love music. I love listening to
Mm.
music.
Oh, me too. I listen to it every day.
I
Yeah.
can't listen,
But
I can't live without music.
yeah.
But what a
Mm.
podcast does, what podcast listeners do is
Mm.
that
Mm.
they understand the need and value of
Mm. Mm.
self-investing.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
because they do, they're much more driven, much
Mm.
more
Mm.
ambitious, much more
Yeah.
successful, and
Yeah.
they have much more ability, financial
Mm.
ability to invest in your program and my program.
Mm. Yes, sir.
So this is okay, yeah. So your podcast, basically, what that leads to is
Mm.
that podcasting
Mm.
allows you to attract
Mm.
higher caliber of
Mm.
clients through your podcast
Mm.
because people listen to your podcast, they already know you, like you, trust
Mm.
you.
Mm.
They understand the need in self-investment and continuing education, and they're
Mm.
much more likely to buy from you. And hence why your
Mm.
very best client will be your podcast listeners. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what I mentioned here.
Yes.
For all those reasons, because your podcast listeners will have that connection, that trust with you,
Yes.
which is ultimately going to further reduce the sales cycle and make selling to your ideal client much more easier and streamline it to be very smooth.
Absolutely.
All right. So now, what about you? What do you want to achieve to your profitable podcast, Trevor?
Yeah, I would like it to be profitable, but I'm not necessarily being driven by the money payment. Money's not my god. But what I have a lot to say. I'm intelligent. I'm articulate. I've spoken to hundreds of thousands of people in my career. And so I do believe that there's mileage in this. So people are going to want to listen to Trevor Gordon and what he's got to say. And I think it's time to build on that and exploit that. It will also be good for me in terms of my own overall development. And at this age in life, it's just something that I'd enjoy doing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, here's some foundational question I ask all my students to look at them on their own, because again, this is for you. Number one, why do you want to launch your podcast now and not 6 months ago or 6 years from now?
Okay.
Why now? Second, where are you now in your business? And then what do you want to achieve in your business?
Yeah.
And then what's holding you back from achieving that goal? These are questions for yourself to further reflect.
Right. Yes,
But
absolutely.
write them down, answer, write as much as you can that comes. And also, I will create a WhatsApp group with all the other students from the US and all that. Feel free to share whatever you want to share in 1 or 2 sentences.
Okay.
And that's going to be for 2 reasons. One, because it's going to allow all of us to get to know each other better, but also for me to get to know you further better so I can further help you and serve you.
Okay. So why?
I'm going to share with you the slides after this call, so don't worry. I'll share with you the slides. And,
okay. I don't have to write them down. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Very welcome. Very welcome.
Yeah.
Here's some most common reasons not to start a podcast from my experience over the last 5 years with my students.
Yeah.
3 main ones. One, I don't know where to start, and that's also what you answered as well when I asked you.
Yeah.
Second is I'm not a techie.
Yeah.
And the last one is I don't know where to start. Sorry, I don't know how to get the right people on my podcast and how to grow it.
Yeah.
So
none of those, I don't find any of those daunting because number one,
there you go.
I don't know where and how to start, but I got you and you're going to make sure that happens.
Yes, sir.
I'm not a techie, but again, you're going to make me techie enough to be able to do it. And I do not know how to get the right people on my podcast and grow it, but I think I do.
Yes, exactly. So I'm here for you, and we're going to do it together.
Yeah. Payman, what I want to say, though, is I really need to have this lunch. So could we finish at 10 to 3 in about 3 or 4 minutes?
We finished. We finished. All right.
Okay. And then what? Tomorrow we'll have a full hour.
Yeah,
and I will make sure.
finished.
I will make sure that I book nothing between 1 and 2.
Listen, we're finished. I'm just gonna
because
give you
I
the
know
time to
we're
enjoy
doing
your
it now.
lunch.
Whereas this morning,
Yeah.
this morning I wasn't sure if we were going to be doing it.
Yeah.
Now I know we're doing it tomorrow. I will put that hour aside. And now I know we're doing it on Thursday. I will put that hour aside. Yeah.
We have 3-4 slides, but it's okay. I'm gonna let you enjoy.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Because we've got 2 more minutes. If you want.
We finished. Don't worry. Feel free to go to the rest of the slides.
Yeah.
And
okay.
So tomorrow, what time do you want?
1 o'clock, my friend.
1
because
o'clock?
That's my lunch hour.
All right.
Between 1 and 2, and I will make sure that I do book no appointments between 1 and 2. Now I know we're having it. I will clear that.
Absolutely, sir. So enjoy your lunch.
All right, my friend.
I'll see you tomorrow. God bless.
Please make sure I get these slides. I need to.
I will do it right now.
Okay, when I'm in the hotel. All right. Love you, Payman.
Same here, brother. Cheers.